It's story time. The stories are real, the judgments are yours. You're invited to the next episode. True disturbing human trafficking stories. Ready to judge? Hit the subscribe button, drop your thoughts below, and enjoy. Most trafficking cases don't start with force. This one started with someone listening. She was 16 when someone first messaged her online. He didn't pressure her. He didn't cross boundaries. He listened when she talked about feeling invisible at home. He remembered small details. He made her feel understood. Over months, the messages became constant. He told her she was mature for her age, that she deserved better, that he could help her start over somewhere new. When she finally agreed to meet him, she believed she was making a choice, not running away, not being taken, just stepping into something better. But once she arrived, things changed slowly. Her phone was taken to help her focus. Her ID was held so it wouldn't get lost. She was told she owed money for food, rides, and a place to stay. No doors were locked. No threats were spoken out loud. But every reminder made it feel impossible to leave. She stayed because she was told no one would believe her. She stayed because she felt responsible for the situation she was now in. When her parents asked where she was, he would take her phone, threaten her, and say, "I'm fine. I'm safe. Don't worry." Months later, during a routine medical visit, a nurse noticed she couldn't explain where she lived or who controlled her documents. The nurse quietly asked if she felt safe, and didn't rush her answer. That conversation led to a social worker being called, and then law enforcement trained in trafficking cases. She was removed safely that same day and taken back to her parents. It was later revealed he was grooming her to prepare her how to become an exotic dancer. She checked into dozens of hotels, but never once spoke for herself. A hotel front desk clerk began noticing patterns. The same young woman. Different men. She never held her own ID. She avoided eye contact, and someone always answered questions for her. At first, it was easy to dismiss. Hotels see thousands of guests, and not every situation is what it looks like. But one thing stayed consistent. Before answering even the simplest question, she would glance at the man beside her, like she was checking permission. One night, during check-in, the clerk quietly slipped a note into the key sleeve. It read, "If you need help, ask for housekeeping." Later that night, the woman requested towels. When the door opened, she leaned forward and whispered, "Please don't let him know." Hotel management immediately followed protocol, contacting law enforcement trained in trafficking response. Officers arrived discreetly and separated her from the man without escalating the situation. Investigators later confirmed she had been moved across multiple cities as part of a trafficking network. She was connected with victim services, housing support, and counseling. That receptionist saved her life. He watched her move aisle to aisle, calm, focused, too focused. He made his pick quick. The blonde one, skinny and alone. He told his friends to wait by the car. They had set up a scheme already. Two young men at their trunk acting like they were injured and needed help loading things into their trunk. As soon as she came out, she fell victim to their scheme and offered to help. They quickly knocked her over her head and threw her in the trunk. She woke up in a new house with 3 men, no idea where she was. No communication with the outside world, no technology, and not allowed to leave the house. Every week, she was in a new house. A few months later, police stopped her captor for a minor traffic violation. She was in the passenger seat. When asked where she was headed, she paused longer than expected. She didn't know the street name, didn't know the neighborhood, didn't know how long she had been staying there. At first, it looked like anxiety. But as the officer continued asking calm, open-ended questions, the confusion didn't fade, it deepened. She explained she was moved constantly, sometimes weekly, sometimes overnight, never long enough to learn her surroundings. Being unfamiliar was the control. The officer recognized the signs and requested a specialist trained in identifying trafficking victims. Instead of treating the stop as a violation, it became a welfare check. She was removed safely from the situation that day and placed in protective services. Investigators interviewed the men and found out they transported women weekly for trafficking. The men denied. The house was searched for further evidence, but the ringleader was not found. Two sisters went to a basketball game. Nothing felt off. Nothing felt wrong. It wasn't until the subway ride home that everything shifted. The train was loud, rattling through tunnels when a woman wearing a headset sat directly in front of them. She didn't look at them at first. She stared straight ahead. Then, She turned around. "If you're getting off at 9th Avenue Station, be careful of 2 men in black. They are going to be standing near an ATM." The sisters froze. The sister didn't reply. They became suspicious. The old lady started describing the girls. Their hair. Their jackets. What they looked like. That's when panic hit. Without saying a word, the sisters stood up and rushed down to the next subway car. Doors slid shut behind them. They crouched low, trying not to be seen. And then the doors opened again. The woman got up. She started walking down the train, car by car, toward them. The sisters ran again, ducking at the last second into another cart just before the doors closed. When the train slowed at a station that wasn't theirs, they made a split-second decision. They got off. The doors closed. The train pulled away. Through the window, they watched the woman stand inside the car, staring out as it disappeared into the tunnel. The platform was nearly empty. Silent. They changed their route to go home. Only after boarding the next train did they finally make it home. They never saw the woman again, but they never forgot that night. Their survival instincts saved them from something possibly horrible.